Ashura, have you been borrowing some of my gemstones? There seem to be some missing. Mostly amethyst, at that. And a couple diamonds.
I haven't touched your stuff today, Rue. I honestly rarely touch your stuff. You get that from somewhere I have no idea about.
Hey
Hmm.
guys, who is that?
Oh Lord, is that a rat?
Rat? Excuse you. I will have you know I'm a mouse, and it's kind of really mean for you to call me a rat, and it kind of hurt my feelings, if I'm honest.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. But could you do me a favor and empty your pockets?
No thank you.
Oh, so I see where my gemstones have been going.
Get the net.
I've always got the net.
Net?
So a mouse, you say?
Yep, I am a mouse.
Well, I'm a dragon, and I'm Ephraim. Who might you be?
My name is Lana. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you too.
I'm Ashura, and may I ask, what are you doing in our cave?
What are you doing in this cave? As far as I know, it was empty until just now.
I was outside until a few moments ago, but... Oh, I'm Rue, by the way, the owner of those gemstones in your pockets.
I'm afraid these are my gemstones. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're
You-
talking about.
Seeing as some of them have magic on them, I highly doubt that.
Say, Lana, would you have any stories you could share with us?
Ooh, stories. I have plenty of stories. I have plenty of friends and plenty of stories to share. What story would you like to hear?
Well,
How about we start with where you're from and what you were doing before you got here?
I guess we have a new one for an interview. Welcome to Delegation of Dreamers.
Hi. What was I doing? What was I doing? Good question. Good question. I was in a house with my party members, and now I seem to be here with a lot of cool sparkling stones in my pockets.
Yes, you're in the realm of dreams and forgotten memories. So you know, you probably won't be able to take those back with you when you go back to the waking world.
Uh, I will choose to not believe you. Thank you.
I often choose to not believe Rue as well.
Well, that just hurts. I haven't told a lie since I got here.
You are rather mischievous.
But that as may be, I still at least am truthful.
Lana, would you like to tell us about your friends?
My friends, I have many, 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 many friends, and I love them all. Where do I start? Where do I start?
Who do you adventure with?
Oh, right, those friends. Currently, I am with Keys, Leroy, and Zariel. They're all super great. They're super great. We've been adventuring through this, like, town with a disease of some sort. We're trying to fix it. And they're all super cool. I forgot. The sorcerer. The sorcerer is great, too. He gave me some glue one night. And I have plans for it.
Should we be concerned about these plans?
Probably. But they do not involve you, so you are safe.
Just gonna note that down.
I did once hear that thieves have sticky fingers.
This glue will make my fingers even stickier. Whoever I'll say befriend. When I make a new friend, me and them will be attached by the hip for as long as I want, unless I use the solution, then they're free to go. But it's funny if I don't use it.
Do you know what type of disease the town was under?
A scary one. I don't really know. All I know is we were attacked by, like, a rotting kind of. They weren't dead, but they looked pretty dead. And they attacked my friend Leroy to the point where he now has the disease. We're trying to fix that. Well, I think we mostly fixed it. That's another story. Our friend got hit by the guy, so I stabbed him. And the mayor came and was like, "Hi, what are you doing here?" And we're like, "Hello, we are here to save your town." And he gave us a quest. I don't trust him, though.
I'll be honest, I don't trust most of the mayors I've met either, so can't blame you there.
They're very, suspicious.
They were sus, as one might say.
Yeah, that's probably the best word you could have used. They were sus. I've never met anyone more sus than them.
Very sus.
Just don't get into any events.
Did the mayor have the disease as well?
Not that I remember. There weren't a lot of people in the town, but I think he didn't have it. He wanted us to help resolve it, if I remember correctly.
And that's what you're currently doing.
Yeah, me and my buddies went into a cave. We fought a couple bad guys, and we left the cave, and now we're figuring out what happened to the town.
I wonder if it's some kind of curse.
I think it is. We met an old lady who spoke in only riddles, and we solved most of it, and then she turned to ash. So, I think it's a spell.
Could it have been that she spoke in figurative speech? Because those can be tricky.
It was definitely a riddle. We finished her riddle, and she disappeared. Well, she didn't disappear, she turned to ash. And some jerk came out and was like, "You killed my mom, you killed my mom." We didn't kill his mom. She just turned to dust. That's not our fault. Maybe he should have solved her riddle.
Unfortunate. Maybe she was also cursed. Maybe she was cursed to turn to dust when somebody figured out what she was talking about. I know I'm not too great at riddles myself, but I do say I've never solved one and somebody turned to dust.
You haven't found the right person yet. Don't worry, you'll get there.
I do have a question. You seem to have a magical dagger.
My dagger! Yes, I love it. I love it. It's super cool. I used it to reflect moonlight into a mean guy's eyes when he was kidnapping me, and it worked for a little bit until he put me to sleep. But that was fun.
But did you know the reason why you were kidnapped?
I climbed into his cart.
Ah,
So not technically kidnapping. You kidnapped yourself.
Yes, I do it all the time. It's great. My party, my friends, I'm sure they love it when it happens. It's a lot of fun for us all, I think.
So they have to come and rescue you.
Yep, they did rescue me. I don't know much of what happened because I was in a cage the entire time. But they did successfully rescue me.
Well, that's good to hear.
yes. I suppose you probably wouldn't be here if they didn't rescue you, or you would be here in a different setting, but something tells me that it's a good thing you got rescued. Also, what is that hat of yours also seems to be a bit magical.
Oh, my hat? It creates more friends. Whenever I ask it to, it can make me little rat buddies, and I can talk to them. Me and all rodents share a language called squeak speak, and it's very useful at times.
How did you come about in that dagger?
The hat was a gift, if I remember correctly. My dagger, that's a long story. A story I've only really told one of my friends. It started a long time ago. I got kicked out of a house again, and I was looking for adventure, as I always did back then. And I found one guarding a giant warehouse of sorts. And I realized, hey, that adventure, they look kind of similar to an old group of friends I used to talk to. So I was like, okay, I can get in there. I know how. So I snuck in. Everyone in there was acting super goofy and it smelled really weird. I didn't like it. There was like, most of the crates I opened was full of like bottles of liquid and some funky smelling stuff. So I left that alone. I wasn't interested. Eventually, I saw a little door and I opened it. And inside there was a chest. When I opened that chest, I found my cool ass coat and this awesome dagger that has a little mirror for the blade. It's like a shard of glass. I love it. And as I was looking at it, I realized it had it had my mother's initials. And after that, there may or may not have been bodies everywhere, and I may or may not have ran out of the warehouse and washed all the blood off of me and got on a boat and left. May or may not have happened.
Oh,
For deniability.
well, I guess we'll never know who caused them to be dead.
I agree.
I would never know who caused my old friends to be dead. Well, I guess they weren't friends. They were kind of mean. Acquaintances, partners in adventure.
Now, can you tell us a bit about your mom? You said the dagger had her initials. What happened to her?
My father used to tell me stories about her all the time. She'd go on adventures. I never met her, but she inspired me to find adventures of my own. And that's how I found her dagger.
What would you say are some of your favorite adventures?
Definitely when I became the leader of a camp of kobolds. That was a lot of fun. If you haven't heard my name, Lana, you may know me as Hellboy. It was a fun experience.
I'll ask our kobolds if they've heard about Hellboy.
Yes. How did you become the leader and take on that name?
I killed a kobold, and we found another kobold with the same name. So we were like, take us to your camp. And he's like, okay, we'll take you to my camp. And so we got to his camp, and the kobolds were like, who are you? And it was like, I'm Hellboy. And they asked the password, and I guessed it correctly. The password was fuck. And I summoned their god, and now they think I'm their leader.
Wait, you summoned their god?
Yes. I don't know. I think his feelings might be hurt if I call him not a god. I don't know. He is my friend Azazel. I don't talk to him much. He's kind of mean, but he gave me this stone after he helped me, and I helped him. And I put the stone on my belt, and I can summon him with the stone. And the kobolds thought that he was their god because he stole a lot of gold. So I was like, hey, kobolds, I can summon this person. And so I did. And he took all of their gold and he was like, wow, thank you, Lana. You're so cool and awesome and amazing. You can use that stone again and I won't kill you. I was like, cool. So I can use it again and he won't get mad.
Well, that sounds handy.
It's super handy.
And I'm going to loop back around a bit. You said you had some friends. Did you have a lot of people you adventured with other than those that you mentioned? Or is there like a specific party that you go out with occasionally and they're part of it?
I am a part of the guild Silver Moon. There's lots of people in it.
Why does that ring a bell?
I adventure with a few of them. We kind of like take turns with who we go with and who we don't go with. I used to adventure with Silas, Darian, Lilia, and Xanthi, but currently I am with Leroy, Keith, and Zariel.
According to my notes, we actually spoke with Silas.
You spoke to Silas? How was he?
He was nice. I liked his bird.
It was a good bird.
I think he's cool. He's a little fishy, but I'm used to it. He's pretty nice.
He did seem quite pleasant.
Yeah, but I think his coat made the floor in the cave wet.
I vaguely remember that.
Did you manage to repair the Silver Moon Guild Hall?
Currently, we are locked out of the guild, so no, we haven't yet. I think we have a duckling stuck in there as well, so we are trying to get Cheddar out of there.
How did the duckling get in there?
Oh, that's a good question. Long story, too. My friend Darian, he had a chaos brew, blah, blah, blah. All his gold turned to cheese. We went back to the guild, and everyone, well, not everyone, Darian was like, hey, who wants to eat some cheese? And everyone was like, oh, that would be cool. And they ate the cheese, and of course, it was chaos magic. So, chaotic things happened. And one of those chaotic things was a little duckling being created from my friend Sariel, and they named him Cheddar because he came from cheese.
I would say that it sounds like the most horrible curse I've ever heard of. The curse that turns gold to cheese.
It was very interesting.
Could be useful.
It makes me cry just to think about it.
It was only 9 pieces, so don't worry. Not a lot of gold was harmed in the making of that cheese.
Okay, well that makes me feel a little bit better.
At least it was not platinum pieces. Those are even more valuable.
Or gems.
Oh yes, that would be a crying shame if it was gems. Gems have so much value, which is why I collect them.
Just like the ones in her pockets.
A gemstone rolled over here. Hey, look what I found. Oh, it's a sapphire.
I prefer the amethysts, but I collect a little bit of everything.
What about you, Lana?
I favor, I guess, rubies. I like the red stones. They're very pretty.
Is that rubies in your earring?
Yeah, most of them. And I have a gold ring I made with an old partner. She's very nice. We made them together.
Well, that's quite nice.
Would you like to tell us about that partner?
Her name was Perdo. She was a tabaxi that ran a jewelry shop in my town. And we got to know each other pretty fast. We spent a lot of time going through abandoned houses and finding little treasures. She was the last house I got kicked out of before the incident at the warehouse. I'd like to go talk to her again, but I feel like it's not a great idea to go back to my old town.
Why's that?
I created a lot of chaos. Yeah, I just created a lot of chaos. A lot of chaos.
Yeah, perhaps you need a disguise then.
Disguises are fun. I've never had a disguise.
I could probably teach you a thing or two about disguises, but I usually prefer to just use my influence in gold when I need to get places that I'm not supposed to be.
I like sneaking. It's fun.
Sneaking can be fun, especially if you're doing it for the excitement of it, but sneaking is also not always the best way to do things. Sometimes it gets you in more trouble than it's worth.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some. Agreed. I have a couple questions. Well, first, my favorite question to ask. Have you heard of shaken milk?
Shaken milk?
Yes, it is a delicacy. It is made of liquid dairy, so milk, some flavorings, and I believe a little bit of sugar, all mixed together.
That sounds delicious. I haven't run into it. I'm sure it's around. One of my first treats I got for myself was a chocolate bar that changed colors as I ate it. It's probably my most favorite thing I've had so far. It was really expensive, but I took it. So, it wasn't expensive for me. It was really good.
Yes. Did it have any special effects on you, or was it just color changing?
I think it just changed colors. It was really good though.
But it tasted just like chocolate?
The best piece of chocolate I've ever had. It was from Pandesmos, and I just love it. I want to try and get another one at some point and share it with my friends.
Another question. Would you say that your sticky fingers have gotten you in the most trouble, or is there another personality trait of yours that has?
That is a good question, friend. My sticky fingers haven't gotten me into a lot of trouble. It's mostly me charging into things, like jumping into that one guy's wagon and getting kidnapped, or jumping onto that boat and getting kidnapped. Or, well, I guess that wasn't kidnapping, that was running away. It's a lot of me jumping into places I shouldn't be.
That would get someone in trouble. If you were given 8 hours by yourself in a town before you and your friends were going to leave to the next city, what do you see yourself doing, and what would you want to do the most?
Ooh, finding shiny rocks. I like making jewelry. My old girlfriend was the one who taught me how to make jewelry, and I've put it to very good use. I found a cursed bloodstone in the town I am currently in. Well, was currently in before I arrived at this cave. And I used my skills to attach it to a staff for my friend the sorcerer. He lost all his items. A lot of stuff had happened at that town that I forgot to mention. And he was kind of like hanging upside down without any of his stuff, and the whole town was like stone around him. Small details. And I got him the bloodstone because apparently magic users can use it. It has necromantic energy. I'm not really sure what that means, but my friend Leroy didn't like it. But the sorcerer didn't have a problem using it. I attached it to a stick my friend Zariel had, and we fought a big thing. A thing! It was super cool. I passed out at some point, and I woke up, and my friends were like, "Oh, Lana, be careful, you're possessed. Lana, give me your knives. Lana, we don't trust you with the knives." And I was like, wow, that's cool. I still have my knives. I didn't give it to my friends because I don't trust my friends with them. But I guess I'm possessed, which means I have an extra friend with me.
So you know you're possessed. I was wanting to ask, but I also didn't want to freak you out in case you didn't know.
Yeah, my friends told me, and I let it use my hand, and it carved a symbol into the wood of a house we were staying in, and I was stuck in a ball for a while. But I got out of it. I think my friends are a little annoyed with me because I won't give them my stuff because I don't trust them with my stuff.
What do you mean you were stuck in a ball?
It drew a symbol in the ground and a black orb went around me. I couldn't really hear anything or see anything. I just know that it felt circular, and I was stuck in there for like 30 minutes until I stabbed it with my dagger. And my dagger absorbed it? It does that sometimes.
What else has your dagger absorbed, then?
A radiant blast caused by a chaos brew my friend had that may or may not have killed a bad guy when I was kidnapped.
Well, if he was a bad guy, then I guess he had it coming.
Definitely. He was running the place I got kidnapped at.
Well, it sounds like you may have helped prevent other people from getting kidnapped, then.
Probably.
What is it that you miss the most when you are traveling, and what do you miss the most when you're not traveling?
When I am traveling, I miss my friends Lilia and Darian. I haven't talked to them in a while, but they're really cool. I like them a lot. When I am not traveling, I miss how fun it is to be in places I'm not supposed to be. I love adventuring. It's a lot of fun.
And I believe my final question, do you get into a lot of romantic relationships, or are you more of a occasional relationship kind of person?
The only kind of special friend I've had was Peridot, and we were together for a couple years until I may or may not have been the reason she kicked me out. But I will talk to her another day, and we'll get it fixed up, hopefully.
Well, that would be good. It's always sad when things leave off on a bad note.
Yeah, it happens quite often.
What would you say is your favorite place you've been to? Or the one you've made the most friends?
Good question. I made a lot of friends when I got kidnapped. I forget the town's name, but there was that one guy in the cage next to me. He was kind of mean, but I was friends with him. There were a couple rats there too that I talked to.
Were they rats or mice?
They were rats. I don't run into a lot of mice, honestly. I wish I did.
All right. I have a final question. How much gold have you made during your adventures?
The Silver Moon Guild has made, I think, a couple thousand. Currently on me, which it's not all the gold I have. I have a decent amount in storage for the guild, but currently on me, I have 410 gold pieces.
Ooh, and those gemstones that you have seem to be worth a lot as well.
Oh yeah, I just found them. They're super cool.
Nice.
I will remind you, I don't think they'll go with you when you go back to the world of the waking.
I think you're just being pessimistic because you lost your stones.
Yeah. Stop being so pessimistic, Brew. Come on.
I can help you find them.
Oh no, the cat's back. Hang on. Damn it.
It seems like your cats are terrorizing you.
Do you think you'll ever want to return home at some point? Be able to make amends?
Yes, I miss my father and I miss my old life. But I do like my new friends. They're very nice, and it's a very difficult question. I think I would like to split my time between my old life and my new life because my father always wanted me to do the fish stuff he did, but I wanted to do adventure. So maybe I could adventure, bring him some fish, and then go adventure again.
And what does your father do?
He owned a fish shop. He would clean fish, he would sell fish, he would catch fish. A lot of fish. It wasn't very interesting. It was kind of gross.
Yes.
I've always wondered how you clean fish. Like, they already swim around in the water.
Yes, but the water has dirt and such in it
Ah,
too.
so you bathe it in clean water. I see.
How did you get into the art of stealing? Or borrowing, as some people call it.
I got into adventuring because I left my father's shop one day to go look for an adventure. And my old friends stopped me, and that was the first time I met them. And they asked if I would like to play a game. And I said yes. The game was to steal as much as I could without being caught. And I placed first place.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what did you win?
I won that chocolate I was talking about. They took the rest of my winnings. Kinda scarily, they took it. But I got that chocolate. It was very good.
Doesn't sound like a very fair deal, but
You seem rather brave for a person of your size. Can you tell me, is there anything that you fear?
Not that I can think of, really. I guess just being alone. Usually I'm with people. My current friends treat me pretty well, I think. So, I guess being away from my friends is what I fear.
That is a fear to be alone. That's a good fear to have. So tell me, what are some of your overall goals? At the end of your journey, what do you want to have accomplished?
I've never thought about goals. I guess my current goal is to make a lot of money. I haven't worked much towards it, but I hope to work towards it soon. Another goal I have is to get really good at being thrown, and I've got a lot of practice on that.
On purpose or accident?
On purpose. My friends throw me into battle, and it's very useful. It's very, very, very useful. It saved our tails a couple times.
Can you give me an example?
Oh, the Lana bomb. Me and my friend Azazel were fighting the big boss guy for that operation when I got kidnapped, and Azazel threw me. It was a lot of force to the point that it created an explosion. That was one of the first time I was thrown, and I loved it ever since.
How did you survive the explosion?
Azazel has tricks. He had a dagger that would heal damage when it was stabbed, and he threw me, and then he threw the dagger, and I had hit the boss, and then the dagger hit me, and I didn't die. I got close to it. I've gotten close to it a couple times, but I'm still kicking.
All right. Well, Lana, I believe that is all the time we will have for and the Lana, you might want to run. The cats are coming.
Oh no.
Oh no.
They've got their claws out. That's not good.
Run, Lana, run!
I'll see you later, friends. Hopefully we can meet up again.
Sure.
Have a good awakening!
How about this?
That's perfect.
That's good.
Okie dokie. I don't want it to be too close, but I don't want it to be too far, so I'm always adjusting it on the swivel arm.
Sounded like it could rhyme.
Maybe.
I don't want it to be too close. I don't want it to be too far. So I adjust it on the swivel arm. No?
It's
Don't
got
give up your day job.
It had some beat to it, but didn't rhyme.